Hello, welcome back to my world of stuff. And yes, I'm back in the cinema room. As you can see, we have electricity back on. The renovation work is nearly done. Just got a bit of painting to do. And then I shall do a quick video just showing you the cinema room itself. Doesn't look a lot different, to be honest. Just a couple of things moved around and a new roof. Right, it's Sunday afternoon. It's bank holiday, May Day bank holiday. May Day's tomorrow. So it's Sunday, bank holiday Sunday, if that's what it is. And what a miserable day it is again. My plans have changed. I intended to go for a swim and a bit of exercise and a bit of shopping, but it's another ropey, miserable November-y day. So, yeah, I thought what I would do a retro movie review. And to do a retro movie review, I need a retro movie. So let's have a look at me Blu-ray shelves. See what I can pick. Right, at the moment it's about 4:30 and I want to watch something that's about an hour and a half long. I don't really want a big 2-hour job, but I want something. I don't actually know what I want to watch. Do I want to watch something I've seen before? Do I want to watch something new? Do I want to watch a comedy? My go-to would be, of course, Shaun of the Dead. But I've watched that so many times. In fact, there it is. You can see it there. Somewhere. There. My boy Shaun. Yeah, so I just can't decide what I want to watch. It's something Sunday afternoon-ish, so whether it's a comedy or a horror or something fun, I just can't decide. Whether it's going to be a monster film, science fiction film. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at what we got on these here shelves. Right. Aquaman, nah, I don't fancy that. American Sniper, nah, a bit heavy. The Asylum, I think I've watched that not long ago. Inner City versus Outer Space. Oh, that's Attack the Block, of course. Tintin. I've been meaning to watch Tintin again for some time, but I don't know if I fancy that this afternoon. What's that one down there? American Werewolf, I think. Was it American Werewolf? I don't actually know what it is. Don't know what that is down there. Anyway, whatever it is, I'm not watching that now. Apocalypto. Yeah, that would be nice. Let's have a look at what's behind here. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what I want to watch. You get those times sometimes when you want to watch something, but you don't know what genre you fancy. Love and Monsters is good fun. What I want to watch, really, I suppose, is something I can do a video review. Oh, I've still got Life Force. I don't know why. It's a rotten film. Yeah, something I can do a retro movie review for. What have we got here? This is fairly recent stuff. This is supposed to be good, actually. Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal. Do you know what? It's going to be the Sound of Metal, I think. This is supposed to be very good. I've never seen it. Stars Riz Ahmed and Olivia Cook. About, I believe, a drummer in a band who starts losing his hearing. Not exactly a laugh riot, but it is one I've meant to watch for quite a while. And I think that could be this afternoon's choice. The Sound of Metal.
The next day.
Hello, welcome back. It's now the next day. It's Bank Holiday Monday. Woo! And yesterday I watched Sound of Metal, directed by Darius Marder and starring Riz Ahmed and Olivia Cook. Now, it was an odd choice, looking back, to watch on a bank holiday, because it's not the most... it's not bank holiday material. For bank holidays, you sort of think of James Bond film, one of those old 1970s... monster film starring Doug McClure. That's sort of the traditional bank holiday film, although, strictly speaking, today is a bank holiday. But this was a bank holiday Sunday, and I just, as you saw, I went through my lists and thought, yeah, it's supposed to be good. I'll have a look at it. I did mention, I think, in the video that it was only 90 minutes. It wouldn't take me long, but of course it is actually 2 hours long. Not that that's particularly a problem. So I'm doing this video just reviewing this film, anticipating that because of the sort of film it is, it's not a blockbuster, it's not a genre film, it's probably not going to get many views. So I won't take up too much of your time, other than to say I thought this was a really good film, very striking, very powerful, dramatically, and Riz Ahmed deserves all the plaudits that came his way when the film came out. It was released, I think, in 2019. Wasn't a particularly huge hit, as these sorts of films very often aren't particularly big blockbusters at the box office, but it's a very engrossing, affecting piece of drama. The story basically is that Ruben, played by Riz Ahmed, is the drummer in quite an intense sort of goth type heavy metal grungy band, and the lead singer is his partner Lou, played by Olivia Cook. All's going well. They're living in sort of a bohemian lifestyle in this camper van, which has got its own recording facility, cooking facilities. They don't want for much other than the fact that they're traveling around America, building up a name for their band with a plan of recording an album somewhere down the line. After one particular gig, Ruben suddenly notices a buzzing in his ears. He's effectively lost his hearing. Everything's muffled. He can't hear. He goes rather naively, I think, to a pharmacist for some tablets or something to help out. He's referred them back to a doctor who tells him that his hearing has deteriorated horribly. He's got sort of 24% hearing in one ear and 28% in the other. But, as I say, naively, he seems to think that it can be quickly cured and things put right. He's told that it's possible to have implants, cochlear implants, but they cost a lot of money. They cost about $40,000. No National Health Service over in America, so it's something he has to pay for himself, and they haven't got a lot of money. So he's faced with this difficult decision of losing his livelihood, losing his career, losing the one thing he loves as much as Lou, possibly even losing Lou. So he is ultimately recommended to go to a sort of a deaf retreat to learn how to deal with being deaf, to learn sign language, and just adapt to his new circumstances. But he rebels against it because I think, and it's not a very dialogue-heavy film to that extent. It's all done through Riz Ahmed's reactions and his looks and the way that he behaves as a character. It's quite clear that as far as he's concerned, this is a temporary condition. When he's got the money for these implants, everything's going to go back to normal. So he ultimately, or initially, rejects this community. But eventually, Lou realises that the only way she can help him is by going home. She leaves him. She goes off. She has family in France. I think she's got quite a well-to-do family. She tells him he has to go back to this community. They can help him more than anything else at this stage. So he goes back to community, tries to settle in. To an extent, he does, but he can't let go of the past. And eventually, he's forced to leave the community because he's not really abiding by its strictures. He then heads off to Paris for a reunion with Lou after he has sold their RV and had the cochlear implants. But it's not the miracle cure that he expected it to be. It's a very, very good film. Very dramatic. Very low-key, very low-paced. It's sold by its performances, specifically Riz Ahmed. I mean, Olivia Cook is very good. She's in it at the beginning. She's in it towards the end. But it's his film. He portrays this man going through this situation, this dilemma, this enormous change in his life. But as I said, it's all done through his intense physical performance rather than dialogue. The dialogue is sparse. He's a man of few words. It's all black and white to him. You know, he's got a condition. Medical science can put it right. And it's about him learning that it's not always possible, and you have to sometimes change your understanding of the way you live your life. It's very good. It's a very good film. I mean, it's not a feel-good film exactly, but it's an engrossing, compelling drama of a man going through a crisis that he has no control over. It's not showy at all. It's a very indie film. I imagine it's got a low budget, but it's hard to sort of say what a fantastic film, because it's one of those films that it'll affect you in a certain way. And I think I was going to actually start this review by saying that as somebody who is very fortunate in that I'm in possession of my full complement of senses, you sometimes don't appreciate what it's like for those who don't. people who are deaf, people who are blind, people who've got problems with their sense of taste and so on. Particularly blindness and deafness. I think those are the two primary senses that we all depend on. And this film does make you think, wow, what it would be like if all of a sudden you couldn't hear. Particularly if you're always used to hearing and you're used to interacting with people in that way. I think it does sort of bring you up short, makes you think about how you would cope with it in this situation. It is something that can happen to anybody. Particularly, I think, for Ruben in this film, it's probably caused by the fact that he's been playing drums in this rock band for God knows how many years. Can't have helped. But it's something that can happen. Our lives can all turn on a dime, as they say, overnight, and we never know what's around the corner. So I think it does make you appreciate what you've got. But beyond that, it is a very well put together film. As I said, it's got an indie sensibility about it. It's not flashy, it's not showy, small cast. But it's carried by Riz Ahmed particularly, who gives a stunning performance, largely without words. And that is something rare these days, where film scripts can be a bit verbose. I recommend it completely. But it's not a bank holiday film, really. But it's a very interesting drama, and it's a reminder of the days when cinema would make films like this, smaller films. I mean, it still does. I mean, I'm exaggerating there, but it's nice to, when you're watching so many genre films, whether they're classic genre films or modern loud and shouty films, it's actually nice to dial back and watch something which is a human story, a very human story that touches the core of humanity itself. Sound of Metal is available now on Blu-ray. I picked this up, I think you may remember, from one of my physical media reports not so long ago. A couple of quid, I think it was, in CEX. If you see it about for that price, it's well worth getting, and I'm sure it's on a streaming service somewhere out there. Very, very recommended. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's not a film I'll necessarily revisit a lot. I think once you've seen it and got what it's saying, you've seen it and got what it's saying, so you wouldn't necessarily go back to it. But I think the performance of Riz Ahmed is one of the things that might bring you back, because it's a stunning performance, really is, and rightly applauded. Right, thank you for watching. That's a retro movie review, an unusual one. As I said, I suspect that people will see the thumbnail and think, oh, I'm not interested in that, which is a shame, because I think it's nice to think outside the box sometimes and watch something that you wouldn't necessarily go to. Right, that's me for now. Thank you for watching. Coming up, the next video, which will be up on Wednesday, will be my review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I'm going to see early doors on Wednesday, about 11 o'clock, so I should get a video up in the afternoon, hopefully. So, if you've seen Sound of Metal, let me know what you thought of it. Leave a thumbs up, comments, and all that sort of stuff. And I'll see you on Wednesday for the Guardians Volume 3. Till next time, keep taking the stuff.